What is up, my fellow creepy collectors? This is Ahsoka. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for joining me today on Saturday, November 7th. I feel like I'm giving like a news outcast thing, but I've recorded this a few times and there's some times where I couldn't pronounce certain words and then things got interrupted, but you know, it is what it is. Yeah, this video is going over a collection purchase that I made, but I want to give a little bit of history and details about why I made this purchase and just this collector and what he had acquired over a short period of time and just a huge volume. So in the background, some cards that I picked up during this time period from all the money that I made from the previous sales and stuff like that. Bought quite a bit of cards. I do plan to do some videos and stuff like that, but I kind of want to complete the sets first. There's PSA returns coming back as well. There's amazing returns. So just a lot of content coming that I hopefully as things kind of settle down a little bit with my life, I'm able to pump out more videos on the weekend and maybe work with an editor to kind of make them a little more exciting a little bit. And yeah, so just working on stuff like that. But let's get into the cards today. And so this is for a Japanese collection, 76 cards. I paid about $2,000 for it. And there's more cards that we're working with, but the reason I decided to buy this was because of James from Z&G Emporium. He purchased 500 holos from various Japanese sets, and you know, he graded them over the course of 7 or 8 months. They graded majority 10 over 90%, and they're, you know, from the boom in price from Logan Paul and other influencers kind of jumping in on the hype from the hobby. You see an influx of people and prices are climbing. Just the supply coming from PSA can't keep up with it, and the amount of people coming in and the amount of money and time that these people have, that you just can't keep up with it. So prices are just climbing and climbing and climbing, and that's kind of why I went back for these Japanese sets. And to rewind a little bit, I had a chance to buy a bunch of these Japanese cards for much cheaper 6-7 months ago, but I just didn't see the value in Japanese cards, because most people, for grading Japanese, I mean, you're looking at $50, $70, $100, $200 for a PSA 10. Well, you know, if you're looking at, say, you know, Blaine's Moltres, somebody messaged me on Instagram when I posted some of these openings that they paid $500 for Moltres and PSA 10. And that's kind of the price of a PSA 9 at the time for Blaine's Moltres. But this guy had just an incredible amount of cards, and I just didn't think that these were worth it. There was somewhere between 2 to 5 complete base set and pack fresh condition. First edition non-holo base from the rares down to the commons, pack fresh condition. So most likely would grade 8 to 9, mostly 9 like the jungle cards did. But this person was in the hobby from 1999 with their kids to about Neo Genesis and Neo Revelation in Japanese, and they had just opened up tons of boxes and had bought tons of boxes. And so this was the person I got a lot of these cards from the jungle person as well. And they opened, I don't know how many boxes, but I eventually got about nearly 6 complete first edition pack fresh jungle sets from this collector, and they sold somewhere between 5 to 10 first edition jungle boxes early this year as well. Excuse me. So that just gives you an idea about how many boxes this one person had, and that's just this one particular set. There's other sets and other cards that this person had opened, and they probably still kept a few, but the majority they graded and sold off these boxes early in the year. So there are quite a few folks out there like that, and sometimes when you build a relationship with them, these are the things you get access to. So yeah, that's just kind of the story and the history about why I decided to buy these, and you know, kind of what was out there from this individual. And hopefully the rest of the deals coming forward we'll finalize it, and I'll have more cards to show you guys in the future. But yeah, so this is Rocket's Zapdos and Blaine's Moltres. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of these cards. Let's see, this one looks like a nice centered one. Ken Sugimori. Yeah, just give you an idea about the condition on some of these cards. Again, back when I was first collecting and buying and selling cards, Japanese cards really weren't worth very much, and nobody really went after them. So if you did go after them back then, they were extremely cheap, but a lot of people just didn't go after them. So we look here from the condition of it, you look at the edges, corners, pretty much brand new. Look at the shine on the card, and that's just the majority of these cards. There were some cards that did have a little dent on them, not binder damage, I think these were just stored in the sleeves, the 9-page pocket binders, and they were stored kind of in a box. It is kind of how they were stored. Yeah, so that kind of gives you the idea of the condition for that. And you know, we have, let me pull out all these Rockets and Ultras and take a look at them. But yeah, I paid about $25 a card, and I figure with grading fees, the majority of these cards will probably come back $75 to $100 a piece in PSA 9. If just a few 10s happen, you know, clearly you make your money back from each one. So this one's fantastic condition, and I have this one sleeved because I took it out earlier, but you can tell at the top, right there, there's a ding on the top. I don't know if you can tell from this angle as well. But yeah, right there, you can tell at the top. I may still send it in, may get overlooked, but you know, just overall the condition again is just fantastic. Pack fresh. You can see it right there at the top. So yeah, that's one of the ones that I found that had some damage. Let's go on to this page here. I think this is absolutely stunning right here. You got Sabrina's Gengar, Rocket's Mewtwo, and more Blaine's Moltres. So let's take a look here. Hopefully no more damage on these cards, but nice centering on a lot of the money cards. The non heavy hitters seem to be a little off center, but I don't see any scratches on this card whatsoever. And that's another fantastic thing about Japanese cards, is that they seem pretty durable condition wise versus the English cards. The back and the whitening, any sort of movement, it's not as smooth of texture, and the edges aren't quite as, I don't really know a better way to describe it other than they're just very clean cut and like almost cauterized, just completely solid all the way through on the lines, versus the English cards feel like they're a little wavy, like they weren't cut very smoothly, and that if at any angle it rubs, it's just going to peel it back a little bit, and then you have some whitening. But the Japanese cards, very smooth, and just, I don't see any at all. No, nothing. So I mean, this definitely looks like a gem mint candidate right here, and just a great overall purchase. I think I will probably send these in bulk, but I may pick a few out just to send and grade them at the $50 regular service, just because if the card is about $500 plus in a PSA 10, I may pick a few copies from it, grade them really quickly, and then sell them. That way I can go ahead and make more purchases quickly as well, because a lot of this is building that capital to purchase the cards that I want back, and just to have more capital in case another collection comes up. I'll try to take some screenshots and put it on here, but there was a collector in Georgia who auctioned off several EX series complete master sets, and the story he puts in the description is, I had opened up a case of nearly every EX series set and put together a complete set, and he had Deoxys there with all the gold stars plus extras. Dragon Frontiers was there. There was like 8 EX Tyrannitars and 8 EX like Rayquazas in mint condition, probably to gem mint condition. And so there's people out there with stuff like that, and so you want to have the money available. And I had a deal with another YouTuber, and she backed out of the deal, and there was other deals that come up, and you're hoping for somebody to fulfill and honor their word, but you know, with money going on the line, people will back out. And so it's just kind of, you want to have that capital ready to go. And that was part of my mistake that I learned, is that I didn't have the capital for this 6-figure deal to go right away. I had to sell off quite a few things, and it took me too long to get it going, give the person too much time. I needed the money, needed the capital now, and I missed out on some big collection purchases for myself, and also just collections to purchase just to flip to have more money to do other things. So to me, capital and having that available is really important for when things come up and you want them. So that's why I might send a few of these off at $50 a card service level. So let's take a look at Sabrina's Gengar. I have sent off about 3 or 4 of these to PSA in English. So far 9s, no 10s. Alright, so man, the one thing I have noticed, since I have bought 2 or 3 first edition Gym Hero sets, is that the Japanese ones look a lot better, because you can see the background and the design, versus this, you can see the mountains, you can see everything there in a big swirl right in front. but the Japanese ones, you can see clearly just the 3D animation in the background and the design or the graphic art in the background. You can see it, but on the English version, I don't have a copy on me, but it's completely like snowed out just from the holo. And these ones, I am seeing things in the artwork that I didn't see or just didn't pay attention to in the English version. So for those who are Japanese collectors, this is definitely a bonus where the art is definitely, it's similar, but it appears much different. So let's see, centering here. This is one of the ones where the centering is off. Definitely probably going to get an 8 or a 9. But the back, what is that? Oh, nothing. Alright, so yeah, just completely flawless again on the back. So yeah, overall pretty happy with this purchase. I do want to pick up some more Japanese, but again, I paid about $25 a card for these, and the seller wanted $55 a card for the other sets. Rockets Mewtwo, let's go ahead and grab some. Only one Rocket Scyther, unfortunately. So as you can see here, that's one of the other only issues that I had with Japanese, was that the cards definitely have centering issues. So you can see here from left to right, the Rocket Scyther is a little bit off center. And last few cards. Erica's Venusaur is definitely a big card. I remember seeing this in English pop up for auction, a raw card. And it wasn't going for very much, anywhere from $100 to $200, and now in a PSA 10 this is going for a lot. I'm not sure about Japanese, but English is definitely going for a lot. Even in 9, you're looking at $500, $600, $700 plus. Oh yeah, very nice condition. Let's see, any reflections for dents, creases? If you guys see anything in any of these videos, please let me know. Other than my possible receding hairline a little bit, but other than that, this card looks fantastic. Looks to be another possible gem mint candidate. And yeah, another Ken Sugimori artwork. So overall, this is a pretty good collection. Let me know what you guys think about the card condition in the comments below. You know, the price that I paid, what do you guys think? What percentage of these cards do you figure are going to get PSA 10? So either way, thank you guys for watching. If you guys ever have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment or hit me up on Instagram. I'm always there to help you. If you do come across any collections that you'd like to sell or that you can't afford yourself, I'm always willing to pay a commission for any collection that you can't, you know, it's too difficult to buy. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you on the next one.